Tough, fast, disciplined, and with character. Transfer portal, transfer portal. We've been hearing a lot of news about this transfer portal involving Colorado and Coach Prime. This article I'm reading, it says position groups Colorado needs to focus on the most via the transfer portal. Listen, he's looking for tough, fast, disciplined with character. What does he mean by that? He's looking for players with a certain spirit. I'm going to explain to you what type of spirit of player he's looking for in this video. But before I do that, I'm going to read this article and I'm going to give it to you. If he currently have players with this type of spirit, and if he go out and find players of a certain caliber, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. He's going after that Pac-12 championship. Remember, all you need is the right personnel on the field. Anybody can put a team together, but you got to have a certain type of player on that field. And if history serves me right, which I'm going to explain to you, if he has these players, if he currently has these players, sky's the limit. Colorado Buffaloes have been consistently adding talent this offseason, but they still have a lot of work to do with close to 20 open scholarships to fill before the 2023 season. Head coach Deion Sanders and his staff are hard at work trying to find their players and have been linked to almost every top college football transfer who's entered the transfer portal during the spring window. The remake of the roster has been a long and difficult process, with Sanders and company being able to fill a lot of holes from last year's squad. But which position groups still need more love? That's what this article is saying. They're talking about the defensive line, the offensive line, tight ends, and the secondary. They even mentioned wide receivers. Now, let's start with that defensive line. It says Colorado has been playing a bit of semantics game when it comes to some defensive ends or rush specialists being named outside linebackers in their defense. But CU would do well to add more big bodies to the defensive front. Listen, you can add all the big bodies you want. You need a certain player with a certain type of spirit on that defensive line. On that defensive line, do we have any players that's currently on the team that can channel their inner Michael Strahan? Do we have one? Do we have anybody on that team that can channel the spirit of Warren Sapp? Now, Coach Prime said he wants someone that's tough, fast, disciplined, and with character and smart. Do we have an Alan Page? Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Alan Page. Yes, he was a beast on the field. Do we have someone with that spirit, that tenacity, that wit of Alan Page on that defensive line? Now let's go to the offensive line. The Buffaloes have completely remade their offensive line front during this offseason, but you can never have enough quality offensive linemen. Colorado lost some starting level talent on the O-line since the spring game, and I would feel much better if a few hog mollies were added to the trenches. Listen to me. This is what they need on the trenches. Yes, I'm a Jets fan. I was at once upon a time a Giants fan. They need somebody on that offensive line with the spirit of Jumbo Elliott. Some of you my age, you remember Jumbo Elliott. Yes, indeed. You need the spirit of the Pouncey twins. That's what you need on that offensive line. Do we have anybody currently on the Colorado team with the spirit, the toughness, the smarts of Anthony Munoz? Do we have that already? Because let me tell you something. If you have it, they're going to be able to protect Shedeur Sanders. I'm going to get to Shedeur Sanders in a minute. But do we have anybody as tough as Anthony Munoz? If you don't know who Anthony Munoz is, please do your homework. So if they can find those type of players, or they already have those type of players with that energy and spirit, they're going to do just well this season. So let's go on to the tight end position. It seems that Coach Sanders and the tight ends coach Tim Brewster have unearthed a diamond in 2022 holdover Louis Passarello. However, Seydou Traore, a previously major transfer addition, re-entered the transfer portal. Now, you know how I feel about Mark Bavaro. I used to be a Giants fan when I was a kid. Mark Bavaro, do we have anybody with that type of spirit on the team already? Is there anybody in the transfer portal with that type of spirit of Tony Gonzalez? That's all you need. You don't need you don't need the same type of player. You just need someone with that spirit. I think you guys get my drift already. Now let's get on to the secondary. Colorado added 2 5-star talent at cornerbacks, and it is likely that Shiloh Sanders will soon join the Buffaloes. But I expect Coach Prime to add more defensive backs to the portal. Well, let's talk about the secondary. I already know that Shiloh Sanders is tough. He's fast, he has discipline. But do we have any others out there with the spirit of Troy Polamalu? I think a lot of people can remember the style of play of Troy Polamalu. He was all over the place. He brought the pain, he brought the havoc. That's the type of person you need in the secondary. And you know we need a Ronnie Lott. Of course we need a Ronnie Lott as a linebacker. We need someone to deliver that woo hit. They used to always talk about Ronnie Lott when he hits you. They call it a woo hit. We need somebody with the spirit of Ronnie Lott. That defensive end position or the edge. Do we have any Lawrence Taylors out there? Do we have anybody out there that's true dogs? You know how Coach Prime always say that he's looking for dogs? Do we have a Lawrence Taylor out there? Do we have an Art Shell? Listen, guys, if they have an Art Shell on that offensive line, Shedeur Sanders is taken care of. So this article is talking about transfer portal needs. Coach Prime is looking for a certain type of spirit. He's looking for a certain type of player with certain attributes. But attributes is one thing. You got to have that spirit. He don't want players that's just satisfied on being on the team. He wants players that are future NFL players, future Hall of Famers in the making. And if he can find those players all on one team, not only will he win the Pac-12 this year, he can even go further. This is why there's a huge transfer portal and roster haul right now. A lot of people are talking about, I can't believe he moved so many players. Well, it's all about winning with coaches in college football. Let's face it, it's a business and it's a win now mentality. It's a what you can do for me right now mentality or culture. You often graded on what you can do this year and not last year. Yes, he won back-to-back SWAC championships. That's in the past. What can he do for Colorado now in the Pac-12? And like Coach Prime said, he don't have a lot of time. He needs to win now. And that's why there's a huge roster overhaul. You see, Coach Prime also has a gold jacket like many of these other players that I named. He knows exactly what it takes to win. And that's why he has an eyeball for talent and he knows how to find them. Last but not least, the quarterback position. I named all these great players. Shedeur Sanders, you are the quarterback. You're going to have to drive this team to greatness. You're going to have to make great decisions, but I'm not worried about you because you've been working out with Tom Brady. And we all know what Tom Brady could do and what he did in the past. He's a future first ballot Hall of Famer. And I saw something in you when you were training with Tom Brady. You were very attentive and you were soaking up everything. I'm not worried about you. You're going to be fine. As long as you have the right people on that offensive line to protect you so you can get that ball out within 2 to 3 seconds, sky's the limit for you, young man. But that's all I got to say. Guys, what say you? I am excited about this upcoming season because I already know Coach Prime is going to put together a team. You keep hearing in the media, oh, this never been done before. It's unprecedented. This roster overhaul is unprecedented. It's not unprecedented because he did it at Jackson State. It's not unprecedented. I'm sorry I keep sounding like a broken record, but I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. You see, the media is a very powerful entity. They can change the narrative anytime they want. But we have pages such as mine and many others that can give you another perspective to think about. What say you guys? Drop a comment below, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.